Hey, what's up, Aries, and welcome to Understanding Guidance. This is for the month of September, and these are your oracle messages from Spirit. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I do a reading and I post. On another note, also, don't forget to comment in the comment section. Drop a comment, say I am successful if you want a chance to win a handmade dream catcher made by me. Okay, so on to it. I hope everybody's having a good September so far. It is officially the 12th of the month. I won't be doing any more readings after this one. Because I got through all the signs for September. So I won't be doing any more readings until October. So bear with me. I have a lot going on. I appreciate your temperance so very much. Now, on to you. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, through my higher self, as I step out of the way to get these messages out for Aries for the month of September. Oh, and for those of you who want to know, this is the deck that I'm doing the readings with, by Elena Fairchild, Lightworker Oracle. It's a great deck. I highly recommend it. So, yeah. Messages do you have for Aries for the month of September, please? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Divine talents and your past position. What else, please? What else for Aries? Orbs of light and your present. And an invitation to connect. Bear with me, this is a new deck, everyone. So I'm going to be reading the messages straight from the book because it's a new deck. I don't know it, but however, I have a lot of decks that I'm learning right now. So instead of making any viewer wait, I am using them and learning the process during the videos. So that being said, I appreciate you giving me a moment, and again, thank you so much for your temperance. I do intuitive reads, regular tarot for general readings and whatnot. But right now I'm getting out the oracle messages from this deck. I like to switch things up a lot, so don't ever expect any of my readings to be the same as another. Like, say you watched another one and then you seen that my spread and layouts weren't the same as the other video. I like to mix things up a little bit and do things differently in comparison to other readers. I'm not knocking anybody by no means. I'm just saying that me personally, I like to switch things up. So yeah, the oracle messages that I've been putting out, this is a new thing that I'm doing, and that I will continue to do as I am pulled to go along the way. So thank you for understanding, and I hope you enjoy my process. I feel like it's a beautiful process. I'm comfortable with it. So yeah. Anyhow. Okay, so 39. Divine talents. You are a talented soul. Over many lifetimes, you have developed your spiritual abilities to channel higher awareness, attract healing energy, and radiate light to uplift the consciousness of those around you. Your divine talents are many and uniquely expressed through you. Your talents do not have to resemble those of another to have their own and estimable value. Do not be afraid to use them. That's kind of funny because I was just saying what I was just saying about how my method is different from a lot of readers. So that's kind of like a confirmation there. You know what I'm saying? I'm living proof, in other words, that it's okay to step out of your comfort zone and do things differently than others. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, it's going to help you grow more. Divine talents are a way in which the universe reminds us of what we are here to do. Divine talents are unlimited. They include the ability to channel spiritual guidance and healing energy, to perceive clairvoyantly, and be psychic and empathic. Other spiritual talents are the ability to release earthbound spirits, earth healing techniques such as working with energy grids, as well as healing ability with crystals and the many and varied technologies of light. Excuse me. There are other spiritual talents too. These include writing, performing, sound healing, dancing to awaken awareness, creating art, photography or divinely inspired tools and jewelry. Cooking food that heals body and spirit is a spiritual talent, as are the abilities to bring time to help others overcome fear and feel more at peace in moments of importance, and more. You could use your divine talents in your career as a healer, in your work in the corporate world, or in your stay-at-home role as a parent, helping to raise more conscious, secure, and empowered children in a world that is in desperate need of strong, spiritually grounded leaders for the future. You can use your talents to create a vocation that truly inspires you and brings your light to the world. You can use them in the line at the grocery store. The point is that you use them. This oracle comes to you with the message: you have spiritual talents, some of which have been developed in other lifetimes and will simply and suddenly spring back to life, as if from out of the blue this lifetime. Others need a little more attention, patience, and effort to be brought to life into this world. This is particularly the case for you at this time. If you have also drawn or are also attracted to read the message now, the oracle of past life activation. Sometimes there is fear in sharing talents. You may have subconscious or a very conscious past life recollection that involves shame, isolation, ridicule, fear, or even torture or death as a response to you sharing your talents for healing and helping others. Maybe you fear your spiritual talent will not allow you to meet your material needs, or that others will reject or deny your talent, even if you know it to be authentic and helpful. Or perhaps you need to acknowledge your talents yourself, believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in your capacity to use those talents in a constructive, healing way. Keep developing your talents until your own unique expression comes to life. Don't give up in the early and possibly awkward stages, dismissing your abilities as less than those of another. Trust that there is something very real and worthwhile in you. Do not dismiss or diminish your potential. Treat yourself as an investment worthy of development. Word on that. 100. Give yourself a chance, enough time, attention, and practice to discover what you are really capable of. The universe knows. Soon, you shall too. This oracle also reminds you to do what makes you happy, to chase your sacred bliss and express yourself in the world via the unique and special abilities that the divine has bestowed upon you. When you follow what you love, you are on your life path, and so shall succeed, beloved one. The invocation for this card is as follows. All loving universe, teach me to realize and trust in my divinely given talents. I ask you for your unconditionally loving assistance in releasing any block or obstacles to the full development and joyful expression of my spiritual gifts in the world. Help me find the courage and boldness within that I need to believe in myself and be completely empowered to make my loving contribution to the world through my own free will and divine merciful grace. So be it. And that's in your past energy. I feel like that's exactly what a lot of you are doing. You're starting to realize you have all these gifts, right? I look back at myself, and you know, I've been studying several different decks, and not only that, but I also make music, okay? One day I was sitting and I was listening to my music, and I had a wow moment. In that wow moment from listening to my songs play, I realized how many of my songs were talking about ascension and battling past energies, like battling my shadow self, things like that of this nature. There was a lot of words that I used, a lot of subjects that I talked about, and at the time that I made those songs, I didn't really put, honestly, a lot of thought or effort into when I was making those songs. I just did them. I was fluid in the moment. I was enjoying myself and having a great time. And it wasn't until a year later of listening to all the songs I've made on one playlist, how many of them were talking about spiritual awakening, dark nights of the soul, all kinds of things. You know what I mean? So the reason I'm pointing this out, okay, is because, for one, I'm drawn to point it out. Two, it's a fine example that, again, when I was making my music, I was actually channeling through my higher self, and all the subjects in my music. So all the songs that I made were all about helping people to raise their vibration and consciousness. Now, keep in mind that I did not have any prior knowledge. That I didn't do any reading or anything like that. Like, you know, like, I was out of my own way because I was fluid in the creation process. And so the fact that I had knowledge of things that I never read about in my music, in my lyrics, blew my mind, because later on when hearing it, and I'm actually reading about this stuff now, so to be reading about something and then they're like, hey, you know, that was in one of my songs, you know, and being that long of a period of time that it took me to realize that, and which is kind of crazy considering I'm the person that made the song, right? You would think. Even though I have all the lyrics memorized and everything, I never really put two and two together, and until I had a wow moment one day. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of you need to hear that right now. Okay, so for your next card, in your present energy, you got the orbs of light. Okay. So, the spiritual worlds are delivering a message to you. You may have already heard it through telepathic reception and mistaken it for your own thought. Yet it is inspired by your higher guidance, those spiritual beings that love you without condition. It is an answer to a question and guidance to increase your happiness. It is possible to pray without realizing it. The universe is lovingly listening to every thought and feeling in your heart and mind. When you intentionally speak to the universe and ask your higher guidance to help you with an issue, this is a powerful way to call the light into your life. It works, often quite rapidly. See, again, I'm reading the message from the book, right? Okay, see, I didn't know that. This is a new deck. But again, it highlights what I was just talking about previously. I just wanted to point that out real quick because that's funny. However, sometimes we ask for help without being aware to do so. Worrying about an issue or pondering a question are ways this happens. There are orbs of light around you. They are spiritual beings that love you. These orbs contain information and energies that help answer questions and worries through the intelligence and love of the higher spiritual worlds. That information might come through a song, a phrase, a feeling, or a color or symbol that unlocks awareness in the deeper recess of your mind and body. DNA activations, by the way. There's a lot of incoming energies from our central sun that are, and those energies. Okay, so when our sun has a solar flash, okay? So when the sun has a CME, a coronal mass ejection, okay? If it's Earth facing, our what's the word? Okay, so our Earth reflects solar storms, okay? And when our planet gets hit by that, those are the incoming light energies, and that's DNA activation codes from those light energies from our central sun. So anytime we get hit by those, and a lot of them have been happening, especially in 2022. We've actually set a historical record on how many CMEs we've had so far. So, anyways, I just thought I'd highlight that real quick. Okay, so answer questions and worries through the intelligence and love of the higher spiritual worlds. That information might come through a song, a phrase, a feeling, or a color or symbol that unlocks awareness in the deeper recess of your mind and body. Orbs are always around us, but appear in more concentrated form, both in quantity and quality, in certain places and certain times, including when your energy is in a particularly soft and receptive high frequency state. Orbs naturally gravitate towards high energy. This doesn't mean you have to be on the go constantly. Higher energy can be created when you are very still by raising your frequency to a higher vibrational state. You can do this by regularly meditating on love and healing. You can place yourself in a state that is most attractive to orbs of light by relaxing, opening your heart, and feeling good. You are also most likely to perceive them around you in this state, which can be a fun and beautiful experience. Orbs are often only seen in photographs, where they appear as a soft balls of light. If they are enhanced and magnified, patterns, symbols, and faces can sometimes be seen within them. This is part of the love and genius of the spiritual world, the way that light can reach the earth in form, helping to raise frequency from fear to love. Being in nature and doing some invocations to unconditional love creates an energy that is very attractive to orbs. So is group work based in love, such as meditating together to clear a sacred space in nature, then dancing and praying together in that space with joyful devotion to love. This attracts high-level guidance because a group can be a container powerful enough to generate and hold the higher frequencies of love. This can also happen for individuals, but group energy can be powerful and an effective way to attract a great downpour of spiritual grace, clearing the energy of your home and calling in higher guidance to bless you in your home each day, perhaps with the invocation below, and I'll read that when we get to it. Will also create a space in which orbs of light can more easily visit you, bringing their uplifting energy and healing light. To access the information of these orbs of light, to be open to seeing them more clearly, rather directly with your own energetic vision, third eye, through clairvoyance, or through photographs or other means, you can use this invocation below. The invocation goes like this. I call upon the unconditionally loving orbs of light. Please bring me information, healing energy, and joy as I open my heart to the loving presence of the higher spiritual worlds here and now. I ask to see, feel, and know the loving intelligence of the orbs of light in ways that are relaxing, encouraging, joyful, and kind. I ask for the orbs of light to bring peace and blessings to this space, to consecrate it as a sacred and to protect it so that only energies of light, love, and higher consciousness may enter. May the unconditionally loving orbs of light bless all those who can benefit from their presence through divine love and my own free will, so be it. That's awesome. So 40. So you have 39 and 40, that's kind of crazy, 39, 40 down here. 9 and 3 is 12. So that could resonate for a lot of you. Your next one, future card, is number 19, an invitation to connect, which is funny because what did we just talk about with the orbs of light? Inviting it in. And number 19, an invitation to connect. Like, come on. You can't really, truly cannot make this stuff up. That's not coincidence. Gotta love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so anyways, number 19. Okay. Love exists throughout our universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of the spiritual plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward, unlike those who close their minds because they fear the unknown. You have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. Beings from other worlds recognize you as a receptive channel for their unconditionally loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individually and help the planet. So you are being offered an invitation to connect. There are many dimensions to existence. For those who are developing evolved sensory perception, the senses will not be restricted to being impressed upon by the physical dimension. There are higher dimensions that the psychic or emotional nature can recognize, and even more refined dimensions that the higher mind can recognize even more. Beyond that, there are dimensions that the mind, even in its most expansive state, cannot grasp, but the spirit knows to be real. The more your sensitivity to subtle energy evolves, the more aware you become of these worlds beyond this world. For some, this will be easy to accept and will inspire interest in learning more. Others may be tentative about exploring connections with non-earthly beings. Great peace can grow in the heart of those who are unafraid, who are open to the idea of beings that are aware of humanity, but not human themselves, who want to help humanity evolve and have the spiritual power to be able to do so. No matter how mixed up and consumed by darkness the world may seem at times, there are so many powers of light that are working to see the earth and humanity through this most interesting time. To see us into the new age of spiritual enlightenment, it is all part of the divine experiment of life. And there are many forces invested in the successful and loving evolution of humanity. If you have been contemplating life beyond the earth, perhaps talking to the stars or gazing wistfully at other planets, if you have been intrigued by the mysterious codes of light and sound, you have been intrigued. I'm sorry, I lost my spot here. If you have been talking